Join us in celebrating Small Business Month this October with UPS as we present the UPScale Podcast Series, where we will be talking to small business owners about what it takes to have a successful and thriving company. We'll also get into some of their secrets for managing UPS as partners, along with all these other topics that are key when running your own enterprise. For our first episode, we got the chance to chat with Nita Tandon, founder of DALCINI Stainless. DALCINI Stainless was launched in 2015 and are the award-winning makers of safe, simple, and sustainable housewares. What started as a personal search for better food containers for her home became a mission to educate families on the threats of microplastics and hormone-disrupting chemicals on our bodies, the environment, and our communities. Out of this, DALCINI Stainless was born. We'll hear more from Nita herself, as in this podcast, she shares her journey and inspiration to start her business while also sharing how she resolved the challenges she faced during her journey. Nita also explains the importance of partnering with brands like UPS to upscale and support your business and how UPS helped her in her entrepreneurial journey. Hi, Nita. On behalf of Canadian SME, I'd like to welcome you to our UPScale Podcast Series. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you.
Very pleased to have you with us this afternoon. Now, Nita, you are a founder of an award-winning brand of durable, chemical-free, eco-friendly housewares. And your journey was not an easy one. You had to step away from your career to become a mother and to finding chemically free food containers. Share with the audience, tell us a little bit about your business and what inspired you to start it.
Well, I never really tried to become an entrepreneur. That's the thing. I really was looking for a solution. And for me, having worked in the pharmaceutical industry for a number of years, I used to read research all the time. And one of the things that really bothered me was BPA. And we banned it. Countries worldwide banned it in baby bottles. In Canada, we didn't ban it anywhere else. And so that BPA, that chemical, which is known to be very toxic to human health as well as the environment, is still widely available in food storage containers. And I didn't want that. So when I had my daughter, I looked for stainless steel. The problem, though, is that many of the stainless steel used a resin coating on the inside, or they used paints that had lead, or they had... So even if I went to stainless steel, it still wasn't clean. And so my background being South Asian, I looked at the stainless steel containers that I had, and I looked at the bottom of them, and I started there. And I said, well, maybe one of the manufacturers that made a cup that I've been using for 40 years, that would be my starting point. And that's where it started.
Amazing. That's a good way to start it. But, everyone loves the idea of starting their own company, but it is tough. There are days when all we could do is probably cry over how much work there is still left to be done. And there are other times where everything just felt too daunting, like nothing would ever get accomplished. I mean, that sounds pretty bleak, but that's life as an entrepreneur. Nita, share with our audience, what was the biggest challenge you faced when starting your business, and how did you overcome that challenge?
I think getting past the feeling of being the little guy. I mean, you start out, you're working in your house, and for me, when I started a business, I really thought it was going to be, a couple of hours a week. And the tough part was people didn't see me as a business owner. I didn't look like a business owner. I think, even today, if you Google business, the pictures that you get don't look like me. And I started taking that, sort of believing that I didn't fit. And I think there was a sudden change, and I realized that I have much more information than the average person, both on the health of the product, as well as the supply chain, as well as my manufacturing in India. I had a lot more knowledge than the average person. So yes, I do belong here.
Right. No, I did check your website and all the amazing products that are there for people to shop from. And honestly, and the best part about it is that it is shipped worldwide.
Yes,
which is amazing. And the best way to get your products from a warehouse into people's hand is with a shipping partnership. And we believe like us, you're also partners with UPS, who's been a great partner of yours as well as ours, providing fast delivery around the world. And, when you need a quick turnaround on your shipping, they are there with what's needed to get it done the right way. Nita, what support or help did you rely on most as you began to upscale your business? Like, what did you think is the biggest benefit of using
Yeah.
UPS for a small business?
I mean, that's such a big question. I don't say this because I'm on the show, but I love UPS for so many different reasons. And I don't know that I would have seen the same value. I think I fell into the hands of UPS because there was a strike happening. And so I thought that go the cheapest route. And that was, when you're starting as a business, you're looking everything based on cost. And you say, okay, that's the route I'm going to go. Well, then a strike happened and I needed still to get my packages out. I moved to UPS, and what I loved was the service that I didn't realize came with that price. And so very, very quickly, I was able to scale. I was able to have discussions of, how do I minimize the amount of plastic with every international shipping going? You became partners more so than just a service. And when the pandemic hit, flights were not coming in from India, ships were being halted. I mean, there was a massive issue with supply chain. And I basically picked up the phone and the conversation was really, okay, how do we do this? And it was how do we do this? It was like sitting at a boardroom table and we figured out a solution. And we actually flew 100 boxes on a plane, got them over with the maximum amount that we could bring over, because there was also at that time limits on how much you could bring over, so that the fairness didn't go all to the large companies, that the smaller companies had an option to still do international shipping. So all of that, I don't know that I would have been in business had it not been for UPS. And I don't say that lightly because, I had originally, every business I think was massively impacted. I had moved into a warehouse ready to scale, and then I lost 90% of my business. And
Right.
so I suddenly was in this crunch. Well, then I turned around and I got into 100 stores across Canada. So I went from this crunch of like not having anything to suddenly, okay, now I have this huge account. I can't lose it, but I can't get product into them. And so how does this happen? And UPS was absolutely fantastic, and still to this day helps me scale my business and go to international markets.
No, really, the UPS partnership is a great way for small businesses like us to use the services and get the most out of our business. And we are also very grateful for the support, of our great partners like UPS. They help small businesses upscale and grow. Now, Nita, since you've been through the ups and downs of your business, of the entrepreneurship journey, the aspirations of aspiring business owners is a constant need. And some advice on how they can achieve their goals and be successful will always help them in the long run. Nita, what advice do you have for aspiring business owners?
I would say work with partnerships you know your business really, really well. And then everyone that you bring into the business, have it be someone that you want to partner with and that could add you value, not just the service aspect. I mean, there's so many changes that have happened with international border restrictions, this and that. There's no way you can possibly know it all. And so it's really to rely on a partner that you trust, that's going to give you the right information. I mean, I had recently Good Morning America in the US, and it was this massive spike shipment that was going out. Again, it was partnership, with UPS. I also did a partnership with people that were creating my boxes. And I said, listen, I may need 100, I may need 500 in the drop of a hat. But because I have these partnerships, everyone, it's like we're all working around the same boardroom table.
Right. Now, on a final note, Nita, what's next for your business? How do you think your business will continue to grow and evolve over time?
I think it's going to be international markets. We've done well in Canada. We continue to grow. We continue to grow in the US, but the world needs more sustainable options. And stainless steel is infinitely recyclable. It is an excellent option. And there's so many grades of stainless steel. I think if we stick to the ones that are recyclable without the paints that are very plain and make them beautiful, I think people will bring them into their homes more. So I do feel like the world is looking for products like ours, and we're ready to scale.
You are ready to scale. No, Nita, you're so inspiring, and thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for sharing your journey with us and being an amazing inspiration to everyone who's listening today.
Thank you, and thank you for being such an excellent partner.
Thank you. Nita's enthusiasm for her work and the people she encountered made our podcast an unforgettable experience. Her journey is one worth hearing as it highlights what can happen when you take a chance in life. We hope you enjoyed it. Once again, we would like to thank our exclusive shipping partner, UPS, for supporting this initiative. Please do share the podcast and feel free to check out the other episodes. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the Canadian SME Small Business Magazine to stay up to date on all our upcoming events and get the top business insights from industry leaders. This is Maheen, your host for the UPScale Podcast Series.